Alright. Evening, folks. Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy stream. Today's stream is from an anonymous user. Well, I know who they are, but you don't get to know who they are. The user who submitted this deck list wrote me an email that sounded approximately like this. I hate everything about this deck list. There is no sideboard. Should be a quick 05. And I accepted these terms. So we are playing with Legacy Leylines. In case you're not familiar with the deck plays usually 20-ish Leylines, give or take a little bit. So the user who submitted this exact Leylines deck has a strange love-hate relationship with this deck, where they looked at it and went, I'm disgusted. I'm sickened. But I'm also curious. So, I guess let me go over the combo first. So the way this deck is supposed to finish is you open up the game with a handful of Leylines, and then you use Opalescence to turn them all into creatures. So the idea is, your ideal hand starts with 5 Leylines, an Opalescence, and a Serra's Sanctum. So, you're supposed to start the game with all of these Leylines in play a Serra's Sanctum, tap it, cast Opalescence, and swing for the win in one turn. We have a couple of things to back this up. We have Serum Powder. We have Serum Powder. Anytime you can mulligan and Serum Powder is in your hand, you may exile all the cards from your hand and then draw that many cards. So you can use this to sort of like get another look at a Serra's Sanctum plus Opalescence hand. We have Eternal Scourge because that's super cute with Serum Powder, and I love it. So Serum Powder has you exile that hand, so you can end up with a whole bunch of Eternal Scourges that you can just hardcast if your primary game plan goes wrong. And then we have a couple of copies of Idyllic Tutor for, finding Opalescence. So number one, let me emphasize that the person who made this donation made it because they hated this deck list they found, and they were just curious. So I definitely think this is a suboptimal version of Leylines. I think you should be playing 4 copies of Leyline of the Void main deck. I think you should be playing 4 copies of Leyline of Sanctity main deck. Those are your best Leylines. And I don't think you should have these basic mountains, so like try to actually hardcast some of these other Leylines. You can do some things with fetches and deck thinning and cycle lands and all sorts of other things. So the person who submitted this said, like, it's going to be a fast stream, but one way or another it's going to be fun. So that's the attitude that we are taking going into this league tonight. We are just supposed to jam this, see if it works. If it doesn't work, we go to the next game and we jam it again, and so forth. So this is an entertainment stream. Also of note, just to be upfront with you, Leylines was not first in the queue tonight, but I have some other things that I'm trying to accomplish tonight after the stream that require me to, do them. So I decided to pick the stream deck that I thought would go the fastest. Why don't you change the list to put in Leyline of the Void? Daddy is cool. Under normal circumstances, I would do that. But the donor was so clear that they hated this deck list and that's why they wanted to see it played, that I am not changing it to do what I think is optimal. So, you could make a green build with crop rotation for more copies of Serra's Sanctum. You can do a lot of things to make this list more optimal. But, let's see where this list goes. This is an entertainment stream right here. Not a stream where I am putting in, 100% of my effort and my deck building skill to, try and win. So, this is for the lulz. How about throw those in the board in case we accidentally win? Sideboard looks real full. So full. I don't know that we have room for Leyline of the Void. This is a meme. Embrace the meme. Yeah, we have a plan. We are going to execute the plan. We are not going to deviate from the plan. We are not going to try to make the plan better. That's where we're at. That's the spirit of this stream. Yes, embrace the meme. Hope you all are doing well tonight. I'm doing pretty okay. Super happy with the feedback so far I've gotten about the first week of Eternal Glory. Well, I guess not the first week. The first week where I'm on cast. If you haven't listened to that already, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's me, Bryant Cook, and Brian Caval, and I think we're a pretty mean team together. We've got a good balance of, one of my friends messaged me and said it was like, it's nice that you have a fair blue mage, a chalice mage, and a dirty combo player all working together. Looking at this hand, it does nothing. We're going to ship this one. Looking at this hand, it does nothing. So we're going to Serum Powder this one. Mulligans must be resolved before Serum Powder. Okay, so I put one of these back into my deck before I Serum Powder. Okay, that's good to know. We'll put the Leyline of Sanctity back in. We're gonna ship that. I can keep 5 of these. I have the Opalescence, but nothing to do. Like, do I just keep 4 Leylines and Opalescence at this point, hope to spike Sarah Sanctum? It's probably not getting better from here. I probably agree with that. Keep? So we're going to put back that. And then we're going to put back the land. Because specifically, if we draw Sarah Sanctum, we have 4 mana. That's what we're going for. If it works. Alright, what do these Leylines do? Can't gain life, damage can't be prevented. If they target one of my things, I shock them. And creatures I control get +0/+1. And if I get a creature, I gain a life. Rude, don't Thoughtseize me. Okay. Whew. Everything's fine. Sarah Sanctum off the top. What a cowardly deck. Did not draw Sarah Sanctum. Suboptimal. It kind of seems like we're playing against, like, Nick Fit. With, like, a Bayou Dryad Arbor opener. Ooh, Loam. Okay. I think this is one of the games where it doesn't work out. That's the vibe I'm getting thus far. Elshu, 1990, thank you very much for following. See how tonight turns out. Are they going to get to Rex Sage one of my Leylines? Nope. don't think we're gonna win this game. I largely agree with your analysis of the situation. Seeing as my opponent will, like, get rid of one of these 2 lands, turn it into a fetch land, fetch. There'll be 2 6/6s in play. I'll take 13 damage. Seven, 14, 15 damage. Can they Wasteland themselves for lethal? So Wasteland themselves brings those to 9/9s, and will put me to 1. So another cycle land would be lethal. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the ley lines that are in play do nothing, basically. So damage can't be prevented, players can't gain life. Shock if they target my stuff, and my creatures get slightly bigger. The ley lines really aren't doing a ton. Opponent is scared, though. Look at that fear. Alright, we're going to concede. Alright, so how are we going to approach the matchup? I think we're just going to hit the submit button here. One of the key strengths of our deck building is that we can't make sideboarding mistakes if we don't have a sideboard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on the internet, if you just Google Death and Taxes player getting wrecked, you can find a lot of good videos. Like, D&T historically has a really hard time with some random fringe decks that, like, the tools it's bringing to the table just don't interact with. So every once in a while, like, you'll just watch this Nick Fit player just, like, eat a Death and Taxes player's soul. It's just like, pernicious deed, wipe your board, you play more things, play some 6 to 10 mana planeswalker, ruin your life. Like, I was playing some side event at a GP, and I just got paired against, like, a Nick Fit player who was playing, like, 4 Siege Rhinos, 4 Green Suns, 4 Siege Rhinos, and I just got, like, drowned in this sea of rhinos, and there was nothing I could possibly do. There's a lot of games like that out there. Yeah, look at how long it's taking our opponent to sideboard. They don't know what's up. Serum Powder feels super clunky to me with the London Mulligan. This card was not designed with the London Mulligan in mind, obviously. Yeah, I pushed out an article earlier this week about D&T's positioning in Legacy, and it is a rough time. No, really though. Like, it's a hard life for Thalia lovers right now. We'll see if we actually get any bannings on Monday. 3 ley lines, Idyllic, Tutor, 4 Opalescence, 2 lands. Nah. Meme. This is not the meme at all. Okay, hold up. How many of these do I get to keep? Enough? This should work. I'm glad you like the podcast. It will only get better as we get better at, like, bouncing off of each other and, like, gain that chemistry that you gain by working with people over time. So I get 3 ley lines, so Sarah Sanctum will tap for 3. So this will work. So, like, I'll put back one of the, like, ley lines of abundance and the... So put back one Leyline. And then do I just put back the Plains, play out Sarah's Sanctum, hope to spike a land off the top, and attack for 12 on turn 2? That seems correct. They can't always have Wasteland in the opener, right? Got him, 4 damage. Fine and Andy. I don't think this is the hold things back sort of deck. I don't think that was the intention of this deck list. I don't think we're playing around things. Yes, big sad confirmed. So Fine and Andy, to offer a counterpoint, if I hold back, then the first turn that I can possibly attack is turn 3. And if my opponent plays a Mana Accelerator on turn 1, I could already be looking at a Knight that early. So I think I have to go aggro. Because Knight will be bigger than all of these cards, right? Like, these are just going to be 4/4s. They can't get any bigger than that. So I think I am incentivized to try and go as quickly as possible. This is actually hilarious. I don't think I can beat that card. Yeah, like, so this is exactly the problem, right? Like, now that I have a Knight in play, I can attack, and then I can attack again. But is that actually good enough? We will find out. Like, we're going to ship them in. Bownopoly? Question mark? Thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the ridiculous content here. We'll see if we get to meme our opponent out of this game. We have 4 damage showing right now. Hopefully our opponent would, like, target one of our things, give us 2 extra damage off this Leyline. We could also draw some mountains and, like, hardcast some of these things, I guess. That would be cool. This is great. Unbeatable. That's right. Leyline of the Void confirmed good in this matchup. The fact that this is symmetrical doesn't usually come up. So they had to go to 2 for doing that. There's hope. Sorry, 3 for doing that. What terrible, horrible thing is this? Is it another Leyline? Alright. Attacking for 11, followed by attacking for 18 is pretty strong. Yeah, we have a couple of mountains in there. Alright. Round 1, success. Don't look at the scoreboard. But we produced some ley lines, we attacked with them, and we lost to an opposing ley line. Let's think about it that way. My ley line of punishment makes their swords better. That's actually hilarious. So, let me zoom. Let me zoom. Players can't gain life. Okay. So let's serum powder this hand. Okay. So this hand is a 7-card hand. I can keep it with 4 ley lines. Turn 1, idyllic tutor. Yeah. Keep. I have pre-game effects. Deal. Opalescence. Your move, Yugi boy. What is happening? It is called a meme. That's what's happening. No! Stop it with these wastelands. It's so rude. I mean, the goal is to, like, theoretically goldfish with, you know, 1-turn kill on turn 1 is possible. So, like, 5 ley lines, Sarah Sanctum, and Opalescence when you're on the draw is a turn 1 kill. Oh, please don't him me and take 2 Opalescences. It would be so rude. Okay. So life from the loam. That's not that scary. Just keep ripping lands off the top, Phil. You're doing a great job. I'm not 100% sure about the summoning sickness if you're on the play. So, like, these start the game on the battlefield, but you skip your upkeep on your first turn. I'm not 100% about that exact rules interaction. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. I have no mana to pay. Ship them. So any spell that I cast can now be lethal off of Leyline. This has been amazing. Thank you for joining me for this. Opponents over there going like, what is wrong with my life? What have I done to lead me to this point? Submit deck. No fear. Alright. Leylines, Opalescence, attack, turn 1. Can we do that? Seems like yes, from this random forum post. I mean, like, if we were going to play this deck optimally, like, we'd probably get rid of all these green ley lines and play, like, 4 Leyline of the Voids, 2 more Leyline of Sanctities. Again, if we were going to play the deck optimally, we'd make plenty of changes. It's not what today is about. Today is for the lulz, for the screenshots. The donor expected us to go 0-5 with this, so every win we actually get is a moral victory. Whoa, I don't mean good ley lines, I mean random ley lines. Like, as close to 15 distinct ley lines as we can get, that's ideal. Wizard Deathbeam, that was great. A+ Twitch comment. Serum Powder's so good. Why doesn't every deck play this? You have bad hands, you just throw them back. Powder. No? Seems like a no. Why would you do this to me? We're so close. We have the Opalescence, we have the land, and no ley lines. Alright, this I'm going to keep. I had to keep 5 of these. How many ley lines are enough ley lines? So if I keep 2 ley lines, I attack for 8. So just 8, 16, 24, 3-turn kill. Yeah. So let's throw back Lightning Mountain. Keep these. Start by invalidating discard, which is cool. Line and Andy, thank you for rewarding a good Twitch comment with a sub. Very much appreciated. All right, you crop rotation for Ancient Tomb, for Sphere. That's okay. We'll take our time. You're tapping your Ancient Tomb puts you closer to death, friend. Oh no. All right. So I kind of thought our opponent was going to be on Turbo Depths after their start last time, but it looks like they're on a slightly slower build than I might have expected. The good old 2-mana Mox Diamond. Classic. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So these cost 6. 2 more turns. Yeah, I guess the Rishadan ports are going to make my life awkward. Ha! Fool! He walked into my trap. That's right. I think there's some famous saying, port me once, shame on you, port me twice, shame on me, something like that. Port me 3 times, you're a lady. I don't know exactly how it goes. This is hilarious. Man. If we had ripped Sarah's Sanctum there, did we have it? So we had 3, 4, 5. No. So close. So close. We'll get him next time. We'll be on the play next time. Yeah, like if we're memeing tonight, it's gotta be like mono memes, right? So like really, I should have just like shook my fist and been like, next time, Wizzo Mystic, next time, and gone like an Inspector Gadget reference. That would have been good. So there's an optimized. Well, that was optimized for 2017. So I'm sure there's some potential differences to the deck now. So this starts with 3 Leylines, 3 mana, and the Opalescence, so any land gives me 12 damage turn 2. I don't think I can pitch that. It's awkward because, like, Wasteland is going to be ridiculous, but I think I keep this. Let's take a look at all of the things that we can get. It's probably just another copy of Opalescence, although I guess Leyline of Sanctity is somewhat tempting. But I'm going to get the backup Opalescence here. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I guess it could be Rishadenport now. Boo! It's like technically not Wasteland, but it's just as bad. Sarah Sanctum off the top. Rats. Entomb? Neat. Why gamble when you can entomb? It always goes to the graveyard then. Blast Zone seems scary. So 1 sphere doesn't really do anything against us right now, because like if we draw our Sarah Sanctum, we get to 5 mana, and we have 1 extra for Opalescence anyway. Autumn's playing cards over there. They're having fun, doing stuff. We, on the other hand, are not doing stuff. It's the primary difference between our decks right now. We can't cast this turn due to the sphere. So if my opponent leaves up a bunch of mana, this is probably my last turn to actually impact the game meaningfully. Because, like, otherwise Blast Zone goes to 4. Yeah. I think we have died. So, like, the Blast Zone goes to 4. Oh, nope. Sorry, we have actually died. Or did we? Yep, we did. Alright, we gave it the good old college try. Oh, I mean, like, I'm having a blast. This is ridiculous. So, like, mathematically speaking, this deck is probably unwise to play. Because in order for your hand to function, you really need Opalescence, Sarah's Sanctum, and 4 Leylines. So, like, your combo requires you to have 2 specific cards, and then 4 of 20 cards beyond that. So, in case you're worried about why this feels janky, like, this deck is asking you a lot. Oh yeah, like we can play this with Enlightened Tutor instead of Idyllic Tutor. We can play this with crop rotations. We can play this with fetches and dual lands to thin. We can play this with, like, you know, reasonable ley lines in there. There's a lot of better deck building decisions that we could have made very, very, very easily. I do think the red ley lines are kind of cute though. Nope. I just keep this? Like, it gives me 3 ley lines, probably 2 lands, and the ability to find Opalescence. This probably hits the, like, this is bad, but good enough sort of thing. The quality memeing will be on YouTube later tonight, so don't you worry. Well, I guess tomorrow for you. Yeah, I agree. This deck could definitely be like a decent tier 3 combo deck, but worse if we optimize it. Oh yeah, just Chalice in 1. That's fine with me. Deal. Wonder what we're playing against. Red Prison. I dislike this part. This is a fast clock. We wanted them to open up on a bunch of, like, Blood Moons and things like that. We might clock them back fast enough that we actually win this, though. Because, like, if they tap that Ancient Tomb, they go to 14. This is 4, 8, 12 damage, so then they can't tap the Ancient Tomb again beyond that. They might have to chump block with the Goblin Rabblemaster. I'm still real proud of that 5-0 with that Marilyn of the Morn Song deck. So, this deck loses to most things red hot, to be fair. So how much am I taking next turn? So next turn it's 3, 6, 7. So it's 3 from the goblins, then 3 more for Rabblemaster trigger, then 2 more. So it's 3, 6, 7, 8 next turn. That's not dead numbers. So I can attack for 12. I could leave a Leyline back, but it seems pretty okay to just like put him to the test and try to kill him. So this is still a mana ability, so this still is fine and works normally. Does this shoot anything? I can just use this to kill a goblin and like ping them too. Oh no, target player or planeswalker. All right, Blood Sun. Well, I'm still not dead. Send him. I really have to consider my opponent's enchantments becoming creatures. That's come up twice already in this league. All right, so we're getting the jump block. Oh, Punishing Fire. That's cool. So that means opponent is not necessarily dead next turn. No, Rogue Judge, it does not work. The donor thought it did. That was not the case. So, like, any spell I can cast off the top is good enough if my opponent doesn't have another creature here. The mono black deck list. If you're curious about that, you can check my name on MTG Top 8. Just like MTG Goldfish. MTG Goldfish / Medea Magica, and you can get it there since I 5-0'd. This is like hilarious. I'm enjoying this a lot. So both of these are lethal. Actually, is it better to hold back? My opponent gets 3 turns of jump blocking, but like they can't tap this Ancient Tomb. What? 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 Okay. Yeah, this is the new meta. Imagine if we put the good ley lines into this. Like, it just wouldn't even be fair. How is Breach supposed to beat 4 main deck Leyline of Sanctities and Leyline of the Voids? It's just not going to. Unrelated question. What does the card Serenity do again? I simply cannot recall what that card does. It's probably not important. Ah, it's a 2/2. I see. I see. Yeah, 2/2 is smaller than 4/4. Clearly worse. Loop, that is the joke. So Breach plays usually about 2 copies of Leyline of Serenity in the sideboard. Or sorry, for 2-ish copies of Serenity in the sideboard, which would utterly obliterate this deck. We have mana, but we don't actually do anything. We're going to ship this one. I believe. I feel like I'm supposed to believe. Right? Just like scream Yu-Gi-Oh! At the top of my lungs during every one of my draw steps until I draw Opalescence. Get wrecked by Blood Moon. It's because we're not trying to play an optimal deck list. That's the honest question. Sorry, the honest answer. Oh yeah, that's true. Since we're playing against Red Eldrazi instead of Red Prison, I only need to worry about Blood Sun in game 1. And I don't think in post-sideboard games either. And I think unless my opponent gives me a reason to play this, I'm just supposed to sandbag this until I draw the Opalescence. If I draw a white Leyline, maybe? So Blood Sun is not actually going to do anything cool against me. Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't work. Try again next turn. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to yell Heart of the Cards. My mistake. I don't know, Spatula. I feel like I have a pretty ideal sideboard as of right now. Heart of the Cards! Can I just cast this? It's weird exposing this to Wasteland. Oh wait, no, I don't care about Wasteland. It's not in this deck. Haha! Oops. Sorry. I'm trying to get better about, like, muting when I cough, and then every once in a while I forget to unmute it. My bad. So thank you for yelling at me. Shame we don't have green mana. Could start pumping pretty soon. Just assume that I didn't say anything important or insightful. Andrew, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the content. It's pretty ridiculous here today. And now I get to, like, gain life. Wait, hold up. Hold up. I don't get to gain life. These ley lines suck. So I think I'm going to hold back both of these and just use one, like, use both to block Thought-Knot Seer and get a card. It's perfect deck building. Wise attack from the opponent there. I think I'm not gonna block yet. But let's draw Opalescence, though. I have 20 power worth of ley lines just waiting for a chance to get in there and have some fun. I think I take this hit again. I don't like my opponent tapping this much mana. Second main phase Reality Smasher? Interesting, okay. So I need Opalescence next turn. That's all there is to it. So, Grave, you actually can get extensions on mobile. I believe there's some sort of, like, puzzle piece looking icon that you can click to get that. So I can trade with this. I can block this. Take 7, go to 1, die to Punishing Fire. Or I could take 6 instead and still die to Punishing Fire. Yeah, so let's do it in the way that trades with a body. Womp womp. Alright, we'll try again. Take a look at our sideboarding. Looks perfect. No errors in sideboarding here. 3 Leylines, enough mana, no Opalescence. I think I'm going to ship this one. We will powder this one and put an Opalescence back into our deck. I think I'm going to 5. Like, my opponent can present a fast enough clock that, like, I really want to have the Opalescence. Okay, there's the Opalescence. So I'll keep this. I have to put back 2. So I will put back the Serum Powder and I think 1 land. Because if I draw the Sanctum, I have the 4 mana that I need to, like, quote unquote, go off. Wow, my opponent has mulliganed to 4. To be fair, I think most of the time where they can just present a turn 1 Goblin Rabblemaster, they're going to win. So I think they can mulligan very, very, very aggressively in this matchup. So I think, yeah, we still have all 4 copies of Serra's Sanctum in the deck. Still waiting on that sweet, sweet Serra's Sanctum action. Don't thought not sear me. Smells like thought not sear. Oh no, just a Reality Smasher? Nope. Well, turn 2 Goblin Rabblemaster is still pretty sweet. Alright. So now, Plains or Serra's Sanctum. Probably have somewhere on the order of 16-ish outs here. 20. 20 outs. There's not one of them. Am I dead to Reality Smasher? 6, 11, 12, 13 Exaxes? GG. Needed to live a little bit longer. So best friend Tabitha. So Serum Powder is wonky, right? So the way Serum Powder worked is when I mulled to 6, like, quote, mulled to 6 that game, I pitched the 6-card hand, and then I got another 6-card hand. So it's not another entire mulligan. It's another look at the same number of cards that you have. So that's why on our, like, mull to 5, we saw more cards than on the second mull to 6. You know, basic, straightforward Magic interactions. I mean, we're looking to try to put 1 W on the scoreboard, right? Like, the donor expected me to 0-5 with this. So if we can do any better than that, it's a victory. We have won 2 games so far. So, like, we're doing the right sort of stuff when it works. So what we have to stop doing is not drawing well. If we draw well, how can we possibly lose? What's a force of will? Alright. Let us battle again. For glory and greatness and memes. Especially the memes. Leet Skip, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the content. So this is kind of a weird one. I can just keep this hand and go turn 1 planes, turn 2 idyllic tutor, turn 3 attack for 8. I think this is a keep. MTG Grixis Delver Legacy, thank you very much for following as well. You're not going to find too many Delvers on this channel. I enjoy Swords to Plowsharing Delvers, but it's pretty rare that I actually cast them. I mean, sooner or later, just based on laws of statistics... Oh! People's Cannon? Well, here we go, folks. We're having a good old-fashioned meme-off, and I have a Leyline of Sanctity in play. So this is cool. Yeah, meme battle confirmed. So Idyllic Tutor is potentially very awkward against this Echo of Eons. So my opponent is going to gamble for LED, play LED, use it to cast Echo of Eons, and then like probably try to make a bunch of goblins and beat us with goblins instead of with like Grape Shot, Direct Kill, or something like that. Well, this hand is very noticeably worse for me. Blue-Red Delver is definitely okay right now. Reverent Silence? Rude? So are they just going to Echo again? Alright. Well, this hand's way better for me than the last one. How are we supposed to beat the deck that has access to Reverent Silence in game 1? Planes go. Yeah, that was brutal. I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to play Plains or Mountain here, considering like that Echo of Eons is something that can occur. So like this doesn't exile, right? So like they're just going back into the deck. gonna play Plains. I'm not sure if that is actually correct. Nice. I actually don't mind that draw. I think it is better for me to cast this as a mana rock than it is for me to just, like, play a 3/3. Like, potentially just putting the Leyline of Sanctity back into play next turn probably does more things for me than a 3/3. I didn't optimize anything about this deck, to be fair. Rude? It's like shuffled in the deck now so they can find it again? I'm not sure if I can beat a very large number of goblins. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I took so much time thinking about whether or not I wanted to play a mountain or a plains. It's because it's way easier for us to draw plains later on, but we have more white cards that we care about than red cards. This definitely takes the case as one of the weirdest games that I've ever had against Belcher, though. Like, unquestionably. You have killed me. Good job. Oh yeah, it is a good old-fashioned meme off here. Yeah. If we were playing, like, 4 Leyline of Sanctities and 4 Leyline of the Voids, we would have had a much better chance that game at actually winning. But that's not what we're doing. We're just having fun. Doing Sarah's Sanctum things. Oh yeah, the Neo version of Belcher is like almost a real respectable deck. Like, Breach is definitely like the tier 1 combo deck of choice. But if you want to plow through leagues quickly and grind, like, Belcher is not unreasonable. I know Aurum is, like, off and on grinding with that deck. Ugh. Reverent Silence. Jeez. My opponent is going to get so many looks at Reverent Silence, too. C'est la vie. So it goes. Okay. I start with 2 Leylines in play. I can play a turn 1 Sarah's Sanctum, pass. Cast turn 3, attack for 8. I don't know that this is good enough. Like, I feel like I just die if I keep this hand. This hand makes a 3/3 on turn 2. Nah. We're going deeper. Deeper. Yeah, we'll powder this away. So we'll put 3 of these cards back. That'll be the Sanctum, and I guess we'll put one of the mountains back into the deck since there's fewer of those. Done. Yeah, we'll powder those out of the deck. Alright, yeah, at this point I'll keep this. Dear friend, please echo and refill my hand. We're not getting belched, so we've got that going for us. We're almost there. We're almost there. Opalescence off the top, 2-turn clock. Yeah, so burning with... Oh, this is unfortunate. So that's going to be Chrome Mox, Imprint, the Spirit Guide. Am I dead? So that's 5 mana. They can Burning Wish and nuke all 3 of these, and then play and activate Charbelcher over 2 turns. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the pedal. No, I'm just dead. Alright, GG. So much for that hate card. Can we put up 1 W? Maybe. I was really hoping for 1 turn 1 kill with this deck over 5 rounds. Yeah, their meme was good. My meme is very questionable at best. Regardless, I hope this has been entertaining. I've been enjoying it. Five rounds confirmed, not enough to actually kill the opponent. Need a larger sample size to put up a W. Yeah, there's a surprising number of like little non-bows in the deck. Like the Leyline of Punishment, Leyline of Vitality 1 is kind of cute. I do like the Leyline of Lightnings though. Like it's a little tiny bit of reach. Another way I saw us winning was just like playing against some control deck that couldn't actually like deal with Eternal Scourge. Because like basically nothing gets rid of it. You have to trade with it in combat to get it into the graveyard. No, I received 1 donation for this exact deck list. So I won't play with an optimized version. Saturday is going to be with Croxa. It's like a Croxa Stifle Knot deck. That one's also kind of a pile, but I think better than this deck. The last time we played with this card, we 5-0'd, so, you know, maybe we'll run back that plan. I'll probably have to crack some chests for play points, though. Wait, how to play points exactly? Interesting. Played a couple of, relatively speaking, stinkers in a row. We're going to ship this one. One Leyline here is rough. I don't think that's good enough. Opponent says enjoy the content. Alright. We'll powder this hand. I'm going to put an Opalescence back in the deck since there's 2 of them in this hand. 100% powdering this hand. Keep? I don't think it gets better. So if we draw one of the 3 remaining Serra Sanctums, we get a sweet curve of Eternal Scourge into Opalescence, which is actually somewhat respectable. Like, it's an attack for 3 into an attack for 11. That probably beats most things. The Delver didn't flip. That's a boon. Oh no, if our opponent has discard, we probably lose this at some point. Is the opponent playing ninjas? They revealed a wasteland. That's horrifying. I think I want to get mana. Okay, opponent does not have counterspells at this exact time. That's very good for me to know. That's a lot of life loss. Unfortunately, taking Opalescence is very, 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 very good. Yuriko also might, like, randomly meme clock us, right? Just, like, flip a Force of Will, we take 5 extra damage, flip a Gurmag Angler or something like that. Gurmag Angler. Well, there we go. That's a lot of life. Yeah, so now with that Ponder, they can potentially set up so that I take a ton of damage again. YOLO? Didn't have a counter last turn. There's an argument to hold one of these back. But I'm going to play towards chump blocking with an Eternal Scourge next turn. And I need to get in damage before a Gurmag Angler comes into play and just, like, outvalues these things. So like Gurmag Angler costs 7, right? So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like my opponent can cast the Gurmag and keep me from having a kill next turn very easily. I think my opponent's sequencing is probably very incorrect here. But since they grabbed Force of Will, I don't think that's going to matter. So they just force this. And then I'm in trouble. So I think you're supposed to attack with Yuriko first before doing anything else, just because it gives you better options. So now I can't attack, otherwise, like, they block both of these, then I just die to Gurmag Angler on the crackback. I think I'm just dead anyway, though. Like, I'm dead if the Delver flips. Not literally, but effectively. I guess my opponent could, like, attack with everything, then I block Gurmag Angler, and then maybe I get there. The second Gurmag is brutal. So my opponent showed me 2 Yurikos, but not other ninjas. That's so many dudes. How am I going to get through? I have to chump block once a turn on this Gurmag. Oh, no, I don't. So I'm probably just dead, right? So, like, my opponent flips the Delvers, and then I just die in 1 turn. Opponent does not flip the Delvers. Hope. There's not hope. I guess, like, there's worlds where I win this. So, like, if I were to top deck an Opalescence, and I turn this into a creature too, like, that's definitely not the worst. But I need these Delvers to just continue to be scumbags and not flip. So I only have 1 of these, right? Oh yeah, Yuriko legitimately is an appropriate power level card for Legacy. It requires more work than some of the other cards, but like the card is very powerful. It kind of operates similarly to Dreadhorde Arcanist in that like it just keeps gassing you up if you can continue to attack with it. But it threatens to do much more damage than Arcanist does. I mean, Yuriko Force of Will, Yuriko Gurmag Angler is already pretty sweet. You know, I don't think you need to get any cuter than that. So it looks like our opponent is just playing like a reasonable shell. With support from Yuriko rather than being all in on Yuriko. I think I have to keep this one. And let's toss back the planes. So we get turn 3 attack for 8. Well, Grave, like, you can go relatively deep and play things like Ornithopter on turn 1. But I don't necessarily think that's great. Opponent is not very good at flipping Delvers. Alright. Please resolve. Rats. Our janky combo deck that revolves around this one card has been thwarted. Womp womp. So I expect that our opponent can mop this up in a very quick fashion. So we're taking 5 more this turn, going to 11, assuming the Delver flips. We're taking 4 damage a turn. We're not going to be around for very long. I probably have 0 outs or close to it. Yeah, there's a lightning bolt. So we take 6, 9, yeah. Seems good. Mutavault is many creature types. What an impressive goldfish from our opponent. Alright. So the donor was right. Fastest 05 in the West confirmed. Let me get to the right deck list here. So this strategy is not particularly viable because it requires so many pieces to come together in order to work. So, like, not once did we actually assemble just, like, the 4 Leylines and Opalescence and a Sarah Sanctum opener. Not even with, like, the Serum Powders and the London Mulligans. We were never actually able to do that. So when you're playing, you know, a Leylines deck, like, you're trying to do something cool, you're trying to create some ridiculous screenshots, but, like, you gotta know where you're coming from. You can definitely make more optimal versions of this deck, like we talked with before the stream even started. Like Leyline of Sanctity, Leyline of the Void are very, very good. You can change your package around. You can play Enlightened Tutor packages for more copies of Opalescence rather than Idyllic Tutor. You can play crop rotations if you want more access to Sarah's Sanctum. There's a lot of different ways that you can take the deck building here to actually improve this deck list. So, like, the Eternal Scourges plus Serum Powder, for example, are cute, but, like, probably these would just be better off being more copies of Leyline, you know? I don't think we're winning very many games by grinding out our opponents via Eternal Scourge. Like, we try to do one thing, and if the one thing doesn't work, we go to the next game. That's just, like, kind of the way that this deck is designed. And I don't even think you should be playing, like, red to try and, like, hard cast these other ley lines. Or if you should completely change around the mana base to make, like, more of your things consistently castable. Because we had 5 mountains to try to hard cast some of these things. And that's pretty sketchy. Yeah, JD. Fastest 05 in the West. This stream had some fun meme moments, but I knew going in that this would be a very quick stream. That's actually why I did it tonight. I have other things I need to accomplish. Alright, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Now, if you excuse me, just let's purge that one from the queue. So on Saturday, I will be back with this, like, Torpor Orb, Stifle, Croxa, Dreadnought, Ashiok, Dark Confidant monstrosity. That will hopefully be a lot of fun, and maybe we'll be a little bit better with this one. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider doing something to support the stream, and we'll be back with something a little more competitive next time around. I'm going to go ahead and turn you over to Tomato EXP, who is probably playing in the Legacy Preliminary. Hope you enjoy, folks. See you later.